keto, intermittent fasting, calorie counting, the 21-day fix, Weight Watchers, the Church Daniel fast, the green tea, that thing your friend swore changed her life. How many? Now let me ask you the hard question. If you tried that many things, that hard, that many times, and they still didn't produce lasting results, what does that tell you about the problem? Because I want to suggest to you today, the problem was never your effort. The problem was never your desire. The problem wasn't even your willpower. The problem was that every single one of those diets was built on a foundation that was never going to hold you. Specifically for you, a Christian woman with a real life, a real spirit, and a real God who wants to be involved in all of it. Today, I'm giving you the 3 reasons diets fail, and I promise you, none of them are what you think. Welcome to Pump Up the Praise. I'm Tiffany, and this channel is for Christian women who are ready to stop the cycle of starting and stopping and building something that actually lasts with their faith at the center. And today, we're going after one of the biggest frustrations I hear from women in the community. I've tried everything. Why does nothing stick? And I've been there. I've lived that. And I've found 3 specific answers that nobody in the traditional diet world is willing to say out loud. Let's get into it. Reason number 1. Every diet you've tried was built for someone else's body and someone else's life. Here's something the wellness industry does not want you to internalize. Most popular diet programs were not built for you. They were built for an average, a general population, a person with an average schedule, an average stress level, average hormones, and you are not average. You are a specific woman with a specific history, a specific season of life, specific stress, sleep patterns, specific hormonal realities, especially if you've had pregnancies or if you're perimenopause or if you're managing a health condition. The one-size-fits-all diet plan was never going to fit you. Not because something is wrong with you, but because something is wrong with the premise that all bodies and all lives operate the same way. But there's an even deeper layer to this. Those programs were also not built for your spirit. Your faith is not incidental to your health journey. It is not something to tag on at the end with a prayer before your meals. Your spiritual life, your prayer life, your identity in Christ, these are supposed to be the engine of how you take care of your body, not the decoration. When you take a program that completely ignores your spirit and try to make it work through willpower alone, you are asking half of yourself to carry the whole entire load. No wonder it's exhausting. No wonder it doesn't hold. Psalm 127:1 says, "Unless the Lord builds the house, the builders labor in vain." Unless the Lord is building this with you, the effort is going to keep falling short. Not because you're not working hard enough, but because the foundation was never right. Reason number 2. You've been trying to out-discipline an emotional issue. This is the one I really want to sit on because this is where so many of us, myself included, have spent years. Let me describe something and tell me if it sounds familiar. You're not actually hungry, but you're tired or stressed or lonely or just had a hard conversation or you're bored or you've been pouring out for everyone else all day long and you just need something that's for you. Something to go to because food in that moment is comfort. It's relief. It's the one thing that doesn't ask anything from you in return. That is not a willpower problem. That is an emotional need that has found an available outlet. And you cannot discipline your way out of an emotional need. You can white knuckle through it for a while, but the need doesn't go away, and eventually it wins. The research on this is clear, but honestly, the Bible addressed it first. Proverbs 4:23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything flows from it. Everything flows from the heart. Your eating habits, your movement habits, your patterns of comfort and coping, they all flow from what's happening in your heart. A diet plan that only addresses what you put in your mouth and never addresses what's happening in your heart is only treating half of the problem. And half treatment produces half results at best. What does it look like to actually address the heart side of this? It means getting honest about what you're actually hungry for when you reach for food outside of physical hunger. It means developing other outlets for comfort, things like prayer, movement, community, rest, that actually will fill the need instead of just temporarily quieting it. It means understanding that your relationship with food is not primarily a nutritional issue. For many women, it is a spiritual and emotional issue first. And that was me too. For years, I personally struggled with emotional eating. If I was happy, I ate. Sad, bored, I ate. I would find myself rummaging through the pantry or the fridge just to eat away the feeling because I didn't understand that it wasn't a caloric issue, but a heart issue. And lastly, it means having a framework that addresses the whole woman, not just her meal plan. Reason number 3, your why has been working against you. Start with me. Why? Why do you want to lose weight? Most of us, if we're honest, have a why that sounds something like this. I want to look better. I want to fit into a certain size. I want to feel attractive. I want people to stop noticing my weight. I want to look like I used to. And I want to say again, I am not shaming you for any of those feelings. They are real and they are valid. And to be honest, I have felt many of those exact same feelings. But here is the problem with a why that is built entirely around an external appearance. It's rooted in lack. I want to look better means I don't look good enough right now. And I want to be smaller means the way I am right now is too much. I want to be attractive again. Well, then that means I have lost something that made me worthy of being seen. Every single one of those statements is a statement of deficiency, of not enoughness. And when your daily motivation is trying to escape a feeling of not feeling enough, that is exhausting to live at, and it will run out. Here's the contrast. What if your why was, I want to steward this body well because God gave it to me and He lives in it, and I want to show up fully for the life He's called me to? What if your why was, I want to have energy for my children, for my calling, for my purpose, not just today, but decades from now? What if your why was, I want to prove to myself and to God that I can be faithful in this area? Those whys do not run out because they're not rooted in lack. They are rooted in identity, in purpose, in calling. And here's what I know. When a woman finds her real why, the one underneath the surface why, the one that is connected to who God made her to be and what He's calling her to, she becomes nearly unstoppable. Not because she found more willpower, but because she found a deeper fuel source. Initially, my why was based on trying to regain a body that I had 20 years ago because I wasn't ready to accept my new stage and season of life. I only found confidence and worth in a body that I no longer had. Now, my why has shifted to stewardship. I want to steward my body well because I want to carry out God's calling for my life with no restrictions. And I want to be able to care for my family with energy, with passion and joy. So let me put all three of these together. Reason one, the program wasn't built for your specific body, life, or spirit. The foundation was wrong from the start. Reason two, you've been trying to discipline your way through an emotional issue that needs a different kind of attention. And reason number three, your why has been running on the fuel of lack instead of the fuel of identity. None of these are a character flaw. None of them are evidence that you can't do this. They are evidence that you've been using the wrong tools, and that when you get the right tools, everything changes. I built the Praise Way specifically to address all three of these reasons. It's a 12-week faith-centered course that works with your specific life, addresses the emotional and spiritual roots, not just the practical ones, and helps you build a why that is so anchored in your identity in Christ that it holds even when motivation disappears. It's the course I wish that existed when I was spinning my wheels, trying every diet and wondering what was wrong with me. Nothing was wrong with me, and nothing is wrong with you, sis. Before you look at the course, grab the free training, Temple Strong, at my website, thepraiseway.com. It walks you through the foundation for free. One last thing, if you have tried and failed more times than you can count, I need you to hear this. Every attempt you've made is evidence that you haven't given up. Every time you've started over is proof that the desire is still there. That desire, it's not your enemy, it's the seed. It just needs to be planted in the right soil, the right foundation, the right why, the right framework. That's what we're building together. I know you're tired, sis. I know you've doubted yourself, but you're here watching this, and that tells me everything I need to know about you. You're not done, so let's go. I want you to drop a comment and tell me which of the three reasons hit closest to home for you. Was it the wrong program, the emotional eating, or the wrong why? I want to know. I read every comment. I want you to share this with another sister in Christ who needs it. I'll see you in the next video. Keep praising.